Welcome back again. It is your boy James with Sit and Politic. Let them know. Okay, subscribe if this is your first time with us. Make sure you subscribe. Share this content with anybody that likes political content, debates, football. We get into basketball and sports and music. I don't want to hold anybody up because anybody that's a first-time viewer, hopefully you love PBD. I'm cutting on with these videos because I love reacting to these videos. I feel like I've debated so many PBD minions on this podcast. So many PBD minions and fucking disposed of them. Disposed of them like fucking Sam fucking Gamgee did the Ring. Fucking yeeted that bitch in the fucking volcano of Mordor or whatever. I might be getting some specifics wrong. I don't know, but I think I'm right. But either way, this is PBD. They're talking about the Tyreek. I'm a Dolphins fan, if you guys don't know. So I'm excited that we have a little bit of like social, political, sports, favorite team. It's all getting mixed in a pot of gumbo. I hate that it happened to Tyreek though, but hey, let's go, baby. We're talking about some crazy shit. PBD's talking about it. So like I said, we're going to get into it. We'll see their point of view. They're debating it. We're in debate with them. And let's go, baby.
Miami police. Tyreek Hill was pulled over for speeding and reckless driving near Hard Rock Stadium, according to ESPN, and briefly handcuffed after a verbal altercation with the cops. His agent, Drew Rosenhaus, describes the situation as heartbreaking and mind-boggling, and Hill went on to play the game, scoring an 80-yard touchdown. Body camera footage shows Hill being removed from his car and taken to the ground after dispute about his window being pulled down. According to Miami Herald, the Miami-Dade County Police Department launched an internal investigation, and one officer was placed on administrative duties, leave apparently during the probe, as confirmed by Director Stephanie Daniels. The agent criticized the incident, saying this shouldn't have happened to a player entering his own stadium. There's no reason Tyreek should have been treated this way today. Vinny.
Listen,
is this a clip?
Well, yeah,
yes. This is the body cam footage.
Yeah.
It's a nice car. Is that a McLaren?
Yes.
Motherfucker gets paid $50 million a year. He has a nice car. Yes.
Why do you have your seatbelt on? No seatbelt and driving over 100.
What? Why you have it on?
I'm late.
Police officer turned around and said, we got the cheetah. We got the cheetah, brother.
Do what you got to do. And he's rolling up his window.
Hey.
Like, see? Not complying with a cop. You see? Elevating the situation, which you're not supposed to do. Look.
Hold on, man.
I'm just letting you know.
Hey. Keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm going to get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me that. Get out of the car. Give me that. We'll break that freaking window. Get out of the car.
I'm going to break the window.
Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Unbelievable.
He didn't really know how to open up the McLaren door like that. You saw that? That's police officer.
Hey, Drew.
Just playing.
I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested.
He's on the phone with Drew
Nothing real,
Rosenhaus'
though.
agent.
I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting out, bro. God damn.
Look at his arm.
Twin.
Okay, Adam.
Okay,
We'll talk about
God
that.
damn,
You
twin.
understand? I'm getting out,
You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you.
I'm getting
You're a little
out.
fucking confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Chill,
Too
bro.
late.
This better be the motherfucker that got put on the
Chill,
desk.
bro. Do what you gotta do, bro.
We are. We will.
Good, bro.
It is good.
Hey, Drew. Hey,
What's wrong with this
Don't
guy?
worry about it. I have
Seriously.
the phone. You stop crying.
bro. Y'all.
Don't move.
Good.
Look, this guy's fucking hard right now. He's hard as fuck. Okay, so just to be clear, because I've already seen this video, so before we get too much into it, how they feel, I just want to lay real quick my point of view on the situation, and then we'll build from there. Maybe my opinion will change throughout. I'm interested to hear their perspectives. I totally understand the initial frustration and all of that from a police officer, you know, as far as like Tyreek rolling back up the window after he gave his information or whatever happened. But he communicated with the officer. They had that exchange. He rolled up the window. Like I said, even be upset with the window being rolled up. I'm totally okay with that. It's when you pull the motherfucker out the car, now you put him on his fucking stomach and you got your knee in his back. You know what I'm saying? Like just you're you're escalating the situation super prematurely. Nobody's in danger right now. Nobody should feel in fucking danger. Nobody should feel scared for their life. There's fucking 6 of you guys. You now have the identity of the suspect. You know who he is. The suspect knows you know who they are. He may have rolled up the window to whatever. Say what he had his agent on the phone. He may have wanted to tell him, hey, I fucking, whatever. I'm pulled over and whatever the fuck he wanted to tell him. You know what I mean? I got some fucking weed on me right now. But either way, my point being is that reaction completely fucking uncalled for. Already, you're already honestly fucking unhinged.
You set him up?
Why y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for?
Also, being on his window was crazy. It was.
It doesn't get any clearer than this footage.
Dude, beating on my window like he crazy.
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, twin, help him out. Come on.
Hey, don't park there. Don't park there.
Hey.
How long is this, Rob?
That's his teammate, by the way, in the other Rolls Royce.
Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my
Look at this crazy motherfucker right now. Okay, hold on. You saw the motherfucker that wasn't even being communicated with, just eavesdropping, waiting for an issue to hop in and throw the rear naked choke in. Crazy motherfucker on the police force. Get out of here, man. Like, you are looking for an issue. You're going to get one of your fucking coworkers killed escalating a situation like that, to be honest.
I just heard you in your ears when we.
Now he's yelling at him like he's a fucking child. Yeah. Bro is hard as fuck right now.
Call Drew. Hey, call Drew.
Not smart walking up on them.
First off, you should be allowed. By the way, straight up, it might be an issue where he parked ahead. That might be an issue. I want to be fair about that. But you're allowed to watch police as long as you're not interfering with what they're doing and obstructing their fucking, justice / fucking tyranny that they're trying to fucking go through with here. Yeah, no, nothing he's doing, being fucking 20 feet away from what's happening, should be threatening the cops again. He's not being threatening, in my opinion. When you know who these people are, that should matter. I'm not saying this shit.
Rob, I sent him one button. So now I sent Rob another short one where he's saying, go to the one, Rob, that I sent you.
This guy wants to be.
He's like, y'all just pull me over because I'm a black man in a nice car.
So you should be able to fuck him up because he said that.
No, Rob, the other one. It's a short clip of the police situation.
But why would him saying that matter?
This is the short one, Rob? Yeah.
I'm just being a black man, that's it. I'm just being black in America, bro. That's all it is.
We're dark too, brother. We're people of color too. Don't play like that.
Don't play that.
Being a black man in America, bro, in a nice car. That's it.
Okay.
We all POC in this bitch.
Obviously, that one cop was being a little bit aggressive. But what was the problem with this video? And what people?
A little bit aggressive. Look how he's trying to fucking already get ahead of it and hedge it and defend the fuck. You don't. The thing is, this is my issue, guys. Because you may align politically, and I'm just saying like PBD because I know this guy's a huge Trump supporter and shit. So just theoretically, we all know that, police officers might be a little bit more preferable to Trump is all I'm saying. Right? So you don't have to just align. The people you align with, if they're doing fuckery, you don't have to co-sign it is what I'm trying to say. Like these people. And the people that might support this, by the way, I'm saying conservatives also might be a little bit more likely to support it if you're just looking at this politically, you know what I mean? And this is a political podcast. And so, you are kind of going to look at it through a political lens is all I'm saying, especially with like police shit. And now he made a point to bring up the video where he's saying it's because he's a black man. That shouldn't matter. He could say, he can feel he's being fucking treated that way based off anything he wants to think it's for. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have to fucking police his language. He's not being threatening. His body language isn't threatening. Like that's the thing. That's where I disagree right off the bat. Him rolling up his window and all that shit. He's at no point is he being threatening at all.
Need to understand this. Comply with the officer's instructions.
Sure.
Why do you have an attitude?
Sure.
Why do you have to roll up your window? None of that would have happened. None of this would have escalated.
Why do you have an
if
attitude?
you just listen to the cops, leave the window down, give him your ID. By the way, they're not pulling him over because he's black. They're pulling him over because he was going over 100 miles an hour at him because he was late. Okay?
Was the car honking at least?
No,
it wasn't in California.
It wasn't in Cali. But Pat, and here's the problem I want people to understand. Yes, that other cop, aggressive. I don't like. That's the one that was put on leave. Totally uncalled for. He escalated even more than a situation shouldn't have been. But None of this happens. You don't see this video. You don't see any police cam, anything like this. If he just obeyed the officer's instructions. If you never want to deal with...
Stop treating fucking police officers like they're fucking babies and not accountable for their actions. They're in one of the most important professions in our entire fucking society. We have a standard for how they respond and how they act with people. You shouldn't be screaming in his face. That officer obviously has a fucking micro penis, is obviously the issue. So he's extremely, extremely, extremely upset, like all day. And anything could happen. You know, like that, somebody not rolling up their window and not like being the most compliant is probably going to be one of the fucking least stressful things that guy has to deal with all fucking day working in Miami. Let's be fucking clear about that. So if a situation is just slightly more severe than that situation, once again, you have the suspect's identity already. He's already communicated with the one police officer, which, by the way, isn't even the police officer that was wilding out. He involved himself twice. He came up to yank him out the car. Then when the other police officer's talking to him again, he sneaks up behind him to put him in the rear fucking naked choke. This guy saw an opportunity to choke out Tyreek Hill. You know, that's what at point blank, at the end of the day, that's what it was. He was a Jaguars fan. And he fucking saw an opportunity to throw fucking a sleeper hold at Tyreek Hill, and he took the opportunity, and it was wild shit. And he, for sure, should be in serious trouble for that. I'm not unpractical, and I'm also not without compassion. And also, like I said, and I can see where Tyreek he wasn't the most compliant, although he really wasn't that bad, to be completely honest. Like, in my opinion. I don't know that they even had really reason to, if he gave him the information, it might be completely reasonable that he could be like, okay, I can roll up my window now, you're going to go run my information. But instead, they wanted to hang out for the autograph.
Cops like that, just listen to what they say. Why do you roll up the window, Adam? They're trying to talk to you.
Because they're on edge.
You're having an attitude. I'm late. You're this. And then at the end of it, to play the race card isn't helping the situation at all. And then he's interviewed. Rob, I sent you that one too, where he's interviewed.
Why is all the responsibility on the person to help the issue? Why can't the police help the issue at all? You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not trying to sit here and say that Tyreek has no fucking responsibility. I've already said it many times. But my point being is to sit here and act like the cop's response is fucking above board in any way is insane, is to just give them a pass, to ask no accountability of people that hold human beings' lives in their hand. Like, in reality, obviously, thankfully he got out of this situation with his life, but obviously to the point that Tyreek escalated it was much less than the police, which escalated it to the point of actual physical harm several times. Like, the second time when he's already handcuffed and standing in front of the police officer, is he a danger then? Is he not? Does he need to be put in the fucking chokehold? You know? If you want to say he should have been pulled out of the car and thrown on the ground, I disagree with that. But then the second fucking chokehold, was that above board? Like, give me a break. Once again, you don't have to defend fuck shit. Like, people get caught in this, like, idea trap where it's like you got to defend all the fuck shit that you feel like in some way aligns with your worldview.
I think he went on, was it CNN? Oh, of course he's going to go on CNN.
Bro. Keep it real.
Can we hear this one, Pat?
Yeah. He's going to say.
You just tweeted a moment ago, you said,
let's make
a change.
Twin, they choked me.
What do you mean by that?
Right. So, I'm a good old country boy from South Georgia, man. Like, I'm not a big believer in dividing people. You know, I don't believe in all that, man. I believe in bringing people together, because that's my purpose in life. I do football camps all across the world, man, trying to bring different people together, different kids, different parents, you know, because we in this together, baby. Like, we on this earth together. We got to live together. So,
by the way, that guy, fucking Vinny or whatever the fuck, thumbing his ass, he sneered at him saying that, although in this opportunity, he could have obviously taken this opportunity once he got on air to start talking about racism and be like, I'm from Georgia, man. I'm a boy from Georgia. I've been dealing with racism my whole life, is what he could have said. I've been facing racial injustices constantly. You know, there's been crackers my entire fucking life trying to stop me from being great. So he chose not to do that. But he's going to sneer at it. He's going to sneer at it because he's against him, so he couldn't do anything right. So instead, he took the opportunity to say, really speak to at least his own. I mean, I will say it's only really speaking to his own works, reaching across the aisle. He's not really saying like, hey man, white people have been good to me. This doesn't, or Spanish people have been good to me. This doesn't have anything to do with that. So I guess he could say that and go the extra fucking level, but it's like, what else do you expect? He could have easily taken this opportunity to be more divisive.
When I say let's make a change, let's do it together. So Miami PD, really all officers across the world, man, because one officer doesn't, you know what I'm saying, like make the whole group look bad. Like everybody has bad apples.
I love what he's saying.
Bad apples. It's my job to use my platform and my resources, so that way I'm able to align, with.
Rob, you can stop it.
You can stop it. Bro, say what the fuck he said that was wrong. And that's not basically what you would advocate for if the point is not to divide it along racial lines or whatever.
People together, having that attitude, talking about, because I'm a black man in the car, that's not, you're doing the complete opposite of what you're saying. You're dividing people because now people are like, oh, you're pulling me over because I'm black.
There's 3 chapters here. So chapter 1 is what happened before the body cams turned on and the car is stopped at the curb.
You don't know
what happened. I'll tell you, in 1996, I was driving like an idiot, late for work. He was late for work in Los Angeles, California, driving a 1973 Chevy Impala, which is all I could afford. I committed 5 moving violations in 1 mile. I was pulled over for reckless driving. Once they pulled me over, I hear a helicopter because they said I was attempting to evade pursuit. So, and I was being an idiot. And I actually had a white shirt and a tie on, like the one of 2 ties I owned. I got out of the car. I did.
Why? Just why did we need to get this story?
Everything they said, because when they pulled me over, they were upset. And so I did everything they were to. But even as I had my hands on the trunk of my car, while they frisked me, being pissed off, they took the back of my head and they gave me a big push, and my nose and my chin bounced on back of my...
I hope he's going to... So I'm interested in the point that he's making, but the story he just now is telling is, I was compliant. I was late for work, so the reason I was speeding wasn't because I was trying to like run away from the cops or put people's lives in danger in that way anyways. And then I was pulled over and I was treated like absolute dog shit by unfucking hinged police officers. So I hope he doesn't somehow turn this back around.
Car, but I stood there frozen because that's their world. Now, that was a wrong thing for them to do. But why was I pulled over?
Exactly.
I was pulled over because I was driving like an idiot. Now I step into their world.
Yep.
Fuck that.
So chapter 2.
Fuck that. Do not justify it, bro. Do not justify that. That's fucking insane. Like, fucking abusive wife talk right there. I'm in their world. Fuck no, bro. You getting pulled over, I think, yes, you should be compliant with police officers for the most part. Unless they're asking you, by the way, to violate your rights, which they'll ask you to do all the time. And as long as you're like this fucking cuck, you might be willing to do so. So no, you do have to stand your ground a little bit. Him rolling up his window, like I said, I don't even know if that was completely out of bounds. If he handed the guy his information, he may have completely thought, okay, he's going to go run my shit now. That's what it looked like to me. Now, let me know in the comments if I'm wrong about that. But even then, like I said, even in this guy's case, when you were swerving through traffic trying to get to work, it doesn't mean the fucking pussy police officer that was scared he had to fucking pull you over or whatever gets to then abuse you. That's obviously not what. It's not like, well, why did I end up being there? Even in that case, when he's like, I was in their world. Well, bro, you fucking were being compliant in their world, and they still fucking ended up beating your ass. They might have done you worse than Tyreek. You got in the car and took it like a bitch, like fucking Red from Friday or some shit. So, I heavily disagree with that. Let's get back into it. But so far, I disagree with this fucking dumbass.
I obeyed what the officer said. Tyreek Hill gets on the phone to his agent. Help me fix it. Rolling up the window. You can't do that with the cops once you're pulled over. But chapter 3, it was handled poorly by the police, absolutely poorly. But let's just remember, we don't even get to chapter 3 if you arrive to work on time and you're not fucking driving at a high rate of speed.
Oh my God.
And I'm sorry, but we need to talk about that. You put yourself in a bad position.
Let's have fascism.
You encountered a bad cop, but once you were pulled over, you didn't.
Let's have like if you're late to work, the cops could just beat your ass. And that's kind of what he did just say, to be honest. But I'm being facetious because he's a dumbass and just is wording things in a unintentional way. reality, though, what he is basically really saying is if you put yourself in a situation where you are at the mercy of police officers, well, what they do with you is really your responsibility. And if you don't do whatever you can do to mitigate what they may do, make them feel as safe as possible, as comfortable as possible, so they don't abuse you. And even if they do abuse you in that situation where you comply, well, I guess he's still fine with that. I don't know. He didn't have an issue with it. He kind of liked it when the guy put him on. He banged his head on the top of his car. He was I think he wanted him to do it again and again and again. But
instructions.
Yeah. Adam, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I do have a lot on this because I've been to this stadium a million times. I grew up going to Miami Dolphin Stadium. It used to be called Joe Robbie. Now it's called the Hard Rock Stadium. I've been on that exact same street, Ives Dairy Road, a million different times. And I respect the cops. By the way, this was opening day, NFL season. You know how many cops are out there? I've been to hundreds of tailgates here, thousands of cops. And the vast majority of them are awesome. Okay, this is a case of, in my opinion, a drunk on power authoritarian cop, for whatever reason, is just utilizing all his authority to look like the man in front of a guy who was clearly an NFL player. He didn't know that it was Tyreek Hill, arguably the best wide receiver in the league. The guy that just signed a four-year, $120 million contract for the Miami Dolphins team that is worth $7 billion. By the way, I'm sure Mayor Francis Suarez may have a thing or two to say on this. So, number one, I think the cop screwed up royally, and he's been placed on administrative leave. Here's a guy. I mean, if this wasn't Tyreek Hill, just imagine for a second if something worse happened and they shot Tyreek Hill. By the way, it wasn't just Tyreek Hill. 2 other players got arrested. Calais Campbell, who went to the U, and there was a third player that got arrested. At what point do these moron cops say, hey, by the way, we're arresting the players we're here to protect in the stadium? At one point.
That doesn't mean, that doesn't matter. Adam, if you're breaking the law and you're being...
breaking the law, speeding.
Okay, Adam,
you're talking...
Also, by the way, it's not as simple. Like, if you're breaking the law, there is discretion, and just use common fucking sense.
Out of both sides of your mouth.
If he hit somebody with a car...
You just spoke for 5 minutes. Allow me, buddy. You just said how ridiculous it was that the guy was going over 10 miles per hour.
Yeah, he was not going 10 miles per hour.
No, I'm just saying that's how deep
he was going 100 at 55. Okay, so here's a couple things.
Give him a ticket. Give him a fucking ticket for that.
Back in the days of this happening to Sly, Sylvester Stallone.
By the way, put it in the taxpayer's fucking goddamn pocket, which I know is not going to actually happen. But I'm just saying, fucking ticket the fuck out of this millionaire. Honestly, I don't have an issue with that at all. You should have ticketed the fuck out of his ass. But instead, now you got us we're probably about to pay this motherfucker more. I'm a Dolphins fan, man. We're already paying him about 50 fucking M's a year. Now he might go ahead and get an extra 50 from the city of Miami, you dumb motherfuckers. That's what you did.
You know who I am? Do you know who I am? Do you realize who you're doing this to? Do you know who I am? Do you realize who I am? Okay. So famous people go through this. Do you know who you're doing this to? Do you know who you're doing this to? Do you know who you're doing this to? Okay, great. Totally get it. That cop didn't know who he was, apparently. I've read a couple stories that they didn't know who he was, and it's kind of like, who is this guy doing this? Automatically jump to conclusion. If a guy's telling you, pull the window down, bro, pull the window down. What are you doing pulling the window up? Pull the window down. 100 on 55, I get that. That's pretty crazy for that to be taking place. Trust me, I have 20-plus speeding tickets in my career. My license has been suspended multiple times. Mm-hmm. I know what it is to be pulled over going places where you shouldn't be doing. And when they come up to you, you just got to follow. If you want to take the risk of driving that fast because you're running late to practice or the game, that's you not being prepared. By the way, he ended up having 130 yards receiving and a touchdown.
And a ridiculous touchdown.
He did. But moral of the story, yes, that one cop pushed the envelope. If the cops tell you to pull the window down, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing to not pull it down? That's the most basic thing. Last week, we were at, what do you call it, at Vol Conference. We're coming, now I can say where we stayed at. We stayed at Four Seasons. We're driving up from Four Seasons, right? We're now all of a sudden, Trump is at Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, man.
There is 100 car in front of us. I'm running late. I got to hit the state at 8:30. Oh, man. And we're driving. I'm like, dude. So our driver goes around, gets out of the car, goes to the cop and says, hey, brother, Pat speaking, over there, can you please? So the one cop stops all the upcoming traffic, allows us to go through it to get through. One other cop doesn't communicate with the other guy, opens it up, says, have their asses wait. We waited for 100 cars to get ahead of us before we could go in.
And you're about to speak on stage in front of 6,000 people.
And I'm about to speak on, but Tom, do you remember this?
But we had done the right thing. We had one of the guys got out of the car, approached the cop and says, hey, we got a situation here. We have an event. This is what we're doing. We did the right thing. But then the cop.
I know you want to rap, Pat.
50 yards in front of him is like,
But I want you to know this. In that moment, you have no idea what I want to say and what I want to do.
I believe
you have no idea.
Yeah.
But guess what?
I understand.
I got an event.
Yep.
So keep your mouth shut. Go up there, whoever you think you are, go do your job. If I would have done anything, we would have acted stupid. If we're there for hour and a half, Vault is running an hour and a half late, it changes the entire...
If you would have rolled down the window and said, hey, stupid fucking cop, shithead, we were supposed to be able to go or whatever, and then he walked over to your car and then fucking pulled you out because of that, then he would be in the wrong. You know, the thing is, all of this shit, you're making the conversation about something that's not. I think most people, even people that would defend Tyreek, would say, yeah, should have rolled down the window. I've like I said before, I'm also not, I like to hear the details as far as like why the window got rolled up. And it's not just automatic that you can't roll your fucking windows up around police. I know to be compliant, you know, you have to be that way to put these people at ease, but that doesn't mean that that's what is dictated by your rights, though. Like he may very well in that case had the right to roll up his window, honestly, and disengage. But he was, I mean, I'm pretty sure he said, "Hey, give me the ticket or whatever." So he's willing to give the ticket. Give the fucking ticket. You don't like it's complete escalation of the issue and completely lacks any level of professionalism. Like he's not the person in a professional capacity in that situation. The police officers are. You know, let's at least ask of fucking police officers, you know, the standard that we expect from a person that works at fucking McDonald's. No disrespect to the people that work at McDonald's, because it's a hard fucking job. But the people that work at McDonald's, if I went in there and I said, hey, stupid bitch, you guys fucked my fries up, idiot. And then they decide they wanted to flip out and slap me in my face and tell me to go fuck myself, that person would probably be fired. Everybody would expect. Even though I was an asshole, I started out by being an asshole. The expectation in that situation for the person to have professionalism, the thing is we don't expect anything of our fucking police officers. We expect of the people being pulled over to fucking shrink and acquiesce to every fucking whim. Like I said, even when, and be very clear, this happens all the time. This isn't like some situation I'm bringing up that is an exception. It may not be the rule, but it's not like this crazy exception that police officers will try to actively get you to waive your rights in these interactions. It happens all the time. I mean, first thing he did when he came up, he tried to catch him on more crimes. They had him on the speeding thing. Come up there and give him a ticket. First thing he did was try to get him to incriminate himself on the seatbelt. Why aren't you wearing your seatbelt? You know, which is okay. But Tyreek doesn't have to answer any of his questions and engage in that. He doesn't have to provide any fucking evidence against himself in their investigation. Yeah, fuck you. Watch an audit channel.
Dynamic. So that's the part where, you know, cops have that power trip. You already know some of them do. Why are you making it worse? If he doesn't play the game, they lose.
I hear you.
End of the season, you don't make the playoffs because of one loss. You know how big of a deal one loss is? In the NFL, Joe Burrow lost the first game to freaking New England Patriots. You don't think it's a big deal? End of the season, that one loss could come and haunt you. You don't make the playoffs. That's the only thing. You're a superstar. You want to add something to wrap it up?
I'm just going to say one thing. If it was just Tyreek Hill, I get it. Then you arrest two other clearly players. All right, now you have a problem with the team and the community. Sure. Speaking of the team, here's the statement from the Dolphins. We are saddened by the overly aggressive and violent conduct directed towards Tyreek Hill, Calais Campbell, and Jonnu Smith by police officers before yesterday's games. You don't think the Dolphins want to have a good relationship with the police that protect them? It is both maddening and heartbreaking to watch the very people we trust to protect our community use such unnecessary force and hostility towards players.
I don't support that letter.
This is their statement.
I don't support that letter, though. That's not the right letter, but I understand why you would defend their player. Yeah. I understand you're supposed to defend your player.
Yes.
But you're also supposed to say what you said. What did you say earlier? Maybe even they said, if they said, forgive me, if you already sent the later of it. No. Majority of the cops are good.
Exactly.
They have to still edify
You
cops.
still gotta jerk them off a
The reason
little
why
bit.
fans go to a stadium is because
You gotta still jerk them off just a little bit. If you're gonna criticize them at all, after they fucking body slammed your player, your star player twice in front of your fucking stadium. He was already complying. He gave them information. He's willing to take the fucking ticket. You body slammed him fucking twice. The man said he had surgery on his knee. He didn't disclose that to his fantasy owners. Fuck me, James. Dude, come on. Let a motherfucker know before I draft you in the first round. But no, wild shit. This guy sitting here fucking cucking for him is crazy. We know they have power trips, so just work with it a little bit. Let them get off. You got to work with the police. And if they want to slam you around because shit, maybe their wife was mean to them, I let them do it. Give me a fucking break, bro. And then the John Smith thing, they didn't even show it, but I'll let you guys in on it. Maybe they will show it. But so, like they said, they detained Calais Campbell, who was walking over there checking on him, is fucking almost 40 years old. He's just like, hey, what's going on? I'll take him. I'll drive him up myself. They're like, fuck you, we'll arrest you, bitch. Get away from us. Once again, by the way, it's legal to observe police doing their fucking police-ly shit. And then the guy that you saw that parked ahead of him, that was John Smith. So in the video earlier, if you guys remember, there's a car that parks ahead, and then a guy starts to walk up. They're like, fucking get back. So there's another video, if you watch it, that shows that interaction a little bit further. They walk closer to him. He's like, what's going on? That's Tyreek. I'll help, whatever. And they're telling him to get back. He's not, running back to the car and, doing exactly what they say. So I'm sure that's what anybody would say. But anyways, he's kind of slowly moving back towards his car with one police officer. He eventually says, I'll leave, whatever. The other, I'm pretty sure the fucking psycho cop, because hopefully there's only one of these guys, but like I said, they didn't show it, so I don't remember exactly, but another police officer comes over, and he's basically saying, like, no, you can't leave now. And he's like, this other police officer just told me to go. He's like, you're dealing with me now. You're dealing with me. You're going to jail. All right, bro. Fuck the Jags, man. All right, and then they lost.
have to feel safe. If they said that,
who feels in danger?
We are proud to have a strong and positive.
Who doesn't feel safe? Like, you know what I mean? Like, them putting this statement out. Does anybody not feel safe because Tyreek's around? Do any Dolphins? We feel scared when Tyreek's not there. If he would have got arrested and not been at the game, we would have been scared. But yeah, we don't feel scared because Tyreek's in the fucking stadium, bro.
Relationship with the Miami-Dade Police Department, and we recognize that the vast majority of officers do serve their community with the utmost character. And that's what all I'm saying is this one guy was a moron.
I wonder if they also said in the future when asked to roll up the window, keep it down. I wonder if that's in the notes.
Yeah. No, I wonder if we stand beside Tyreek.
Look how he moved the goalposts. By the way, Pat from this fucking podcast, PBD, is one of the worst fucking debaters I've ever seen in my life. He's such a fucking brain dead dumbass. He's like, listen, one thing I'll say, and I'll apologize if they said it, but they need to say that they support police officers or whatever the fuck stupid fucking point he made, which why would they even have to fucking say that? But then they do, by the way. They talk about like, oh, hey, we have a great relationship with them, blah, 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 keeping our community safe. Now he moves the goalpost because he's a dishonest fuck who's shitty at fucking having an intellectual conversation. So now he's just like, well, I can't engage with that point. I just have to change the goalpost to something stupid. So he says, well, did they say that you have to roll up the window? You know, something that obviously they didn't say. He's just a fucking idiot. These conversations are almost always brought down in fucking intellectualism based off his contribution. And this fucking Vinny guy's contribution is dog shit most of the time. Sometimes entertaining because he turns red. But yeah, I mean, PBD, but this is why we love to just fire it up. Because it's dog shit. It's honestly, I hate to say it, but it's easy to fucking refute these
players to work to use their platform to make a positive impact in the community.
I have boys.
Why would they shit on their own player?
Boys will do some reckless things at times, and they'll take. I'll go to school, and hey, your son did this. I'll ask the what do you call it? The principal, and I'll say, "Can I get a couple minutes, my son?" Yes. We'll go to the side. Hey, Tik, Tilly, did you do that? I did. So you know you messed up. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's go back in there. All right. Anything else? No. Tik, Dylan, I don't support what you did. We can't do X, Y, Z. You know that. We've already processed it. This part I get it. That part I get it. This part I get it. Now, if I go in, I say, so what'd you do? know that the other guy hit me first.
I remember you told that story with Tico.
And then I'll defend.
Roll the tape.
That's right. And then I'll defend. But in this situation, the right thing to do, but they can't do it because NFL can ask for.
Okay, so what if your kid told you, hey, so I was in class and I called some kid an asshole and then they punched me in the face, threw me on the ground, fucking punched me in the head fucking 6 times. Like, or reverse that situation maybe is what you would do in his hypothetical. It's not just as simple, basically, is what I'm saying, as like, you know, thing A happened and then it's over. That's the whole point and why they're trying to fucking cuck for these cops anyways, is to sit here and act like, you know, what Tyreek did somehow justified the response.
They don't have my bag. Manager calls, agent calls. You're trying to get another player. Rosenhaus doesn't bring the other guy to you because the way you treated Tyreek, such a political thing, but I understand the politics side of it.
He could use this as a way to bridge the gap between police, players, black men, whatever. There can be a positive outcome from this, in my opinion.
I don't know if it was a white guy in the car that had that attitude, they would have done the same shit. They're not playing games,
do you remember when Scotty Scheffler got arrested at the Masters? I don't like this whole black and white thing.
Well, he's playing that card. It ain't me. He's saying.
Do you remember when he got arrested at the
Masters?
Yes. All right, listen, we get a lot of messages that, hey, how do you guys get your stories? Everything you've been doing. Eventually, I decided to invest a lot of money.
What Trump was saying.
All right, so that was just absolute bullshit at the end. All right, so obviously I disagree with those fucking cuck lords on PBD. I'm proud to say that. Most times I do. I agree with the one guy. And, you know, honestly, a lot of times he has a relatively reasonable perspective, I think. But, you know, a pathetic take, complete apologist for fucking tyrannical, authoritarian actions from law enforcement. Completely uncalled for. I don't see a reason why you have to defend it. That's really confusing to me when people feel as if like they can't. I mean, I don't want to speak for them. It just seems as if you literally can't look at the situation honestly because of some kind of like ideological window or wall rather. You just can't even see through the other side. That's a bar, baby. But yeah, legitimately, where it's like you're not even willing to see the other side. Of course, you know, Tyreek could have been more compliant. He could have been better on his end. There's just no universe where anything that he did justified being slammed on the ground 2 times that we saw in that video. And they continue to berate him. The one guy screaming in his fucking face. That's just not necessary. If you're literally that big of a pussy, to where whatever the fuck Tyreek, like I would have to honestly know because I don't even know what Tyreek did that freaked that guy out that much. If it was legitimately the window rolled up, and if you're gonna say it's because it hurt your ego, that's obviously not acceptable. So you have to say you were scared. The only way it's acceptable for a motherfucker to act like that is if you were scared. So let's give you the benefit of the doubt and let's operate with that thought in mind. If you're that afraid of a traffic stop where you already have the person's identity, they have engaged with you, so for the most part they are honestly being compliant for the most part. You're just getting a little bit of attitude, but that scares you because attitude is scary. Then you know I just think you shouldn't be interacting with the public for sure. There's a lot scarier people in the world than Tyreek Hill. I think you should be somewhere a lot safer, in somewhere where you feel more comfortable and you're not putting other people in danger. I mean, I could see a situation, an argument for why Tyreek Hill or whoever would have been justified to be just as scared to protect themselves. I mean, he might have even said that. By the time he's getting like you're knocking on his window, he might have been a little scared where that interaction was going. So I obviously wouldn't advocate for then Tyreek Hill to escalate the situation, but that's kind of my point. Is like, yeah, I mean, in interactions, you're not in control of people. We're not fucking just droning along. You have to give people respect. You can't pull people over and just expect you could talk to them, you know, however the fuck you feel, however you want. and throw them around and put your fucking knee on their back. Like, that's just crazy shit. But that'd be it. Fuck PBD. Another shitty video from them. Really fucking garbage conversation. And but we love it. We love to react to it here. Sit and Politic, baby. Make sure you subscribe. Share this content with anybody that likes sports content, political debates. Me just debating with fucking, like I said, the little PBD minions. Sometimes they come on here and I got to knock them down. Got to knock down their points. They try to call to their Lord and Savior, fucking Pat, Bet, fucking David, whatever. Bro, he's not hearing you. And if he was here, I'd fucking knock him down and pull his pants down and make him look crazy too. Fucking have him looking like Tyreek Hill on the ground, for real. Knee on his back, looking crazy. Do not fuck with the kid, James. Let's go. Sit Politics, baby. All right, subscribe, show some love, spread the content, spread the word. Say something in the comments because it helps the algorithm. Let's keep this thing cooking, and I will see y'all next time. Peace out.